ironic that a musical about people struggling to connect is connecting so strongly with audiences. Dear Evan Hansen has taken Broadway by storm and thrust its just 23-year-old lead into superstardom and a Tony nomination. Here's ABC's Deborah Roberts.
It's an anthem for anyone who's ever felt alone.
When you're broken on the ground,
You will be found.
you will be found.
The powerful message of the musical Dear Evan Hansen. The heart-wrenching show about teen anxiety, suicide, and the pressures of social media has taken Broadway by storm.
When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound?
And for fans, 23-year-old Ben Platt, who plays Evan,
My pleasure.
has become a hero.
I think that the reason that the show and this character are super universal, especially for young people, is because nobody escapes feeling like an outsider completely.
The show's become a phenomenon, nominated for 9 Tonys, including Best Actor for Platt, who many remember as the misfit-turned-singing sensation from the film Pitch Perfect.
Now everybody knows I've got the magic in me. True friends on a perfect day.
On stage, he gives an emotionally charged transformation into a teen crippled with anxiety that leaves the audience in tears.
At the end of the day, it's about people trying to figure out how to connect with each other in a society right now that is superficially, people are connecting all the time in a million different ways, but I think that that's making it harder to really find the ones that are meaningful and that can validate you as a human being and define you as a human being.
We caught up with Platt and co-star Rachel Bay Jones, also nominated for a Tony, who plays his mom Heidi, at the Lambs Club, just blocks from the Music Box Theater, where show tickets are nearly impossible to snag.
I was sandwiched between a teenage girl who was sobbing and a big guy in a camouflage hat who began sobbing throughout. Why has this hit such a nerve with parents, with kids, with people who feel sort of like outsiders? What is it?
I feel like all of us have experienced feelings of isolation, of remorse, of guilt, of not being able to connect with each other, whether it's our family members or people in our community. And I think all of us need to be seen for who we are.
Buddy, you and I for forever.
Platt says conveying all that emotion 8 times a week leaves him and his cast members emotionally and physically exhausted.
How do you find it? What do you, I mean, your mannerisms, your tics, your singing, you're crying, you're singing while you're crying. How do you pull that off?
You know, it's multiple answers. The main one being that the 8 of us are all a really tight-knit family and we really hold each other up.
Hard to believe the powerful musical consists of only 8 actors.
Yes, I think everyone's pretty spent emotionally and physically, but the show ends on a really redemptive note and it kind of fills us back up and gives us all a lot of hope. Me and Rachel get to go off stage the same side and hug each other, so that's also helpful too after every show. It's a nice button to the evening.
Good kisses, right?
To lighten that emotional load, backstage, a wall of jokes to help leave the sadness on stage.
Like this one, how do crazy people go through the forest? They take a psychopath.
Rachel Bay Jones gave us a rare look behind the scenes.
So we're technically over the stage.
We are technically over the stage. This is where all of the guys, except Ben, and our understudies have their dressing rooms.
Hello.
Where the cast hangs out before each performance.
See if we can find some of
How are
the
you?
boys.
I'm such a fan of all of you. I mean, I'm so excited to get to see it again.
I'm a fan of this jacket, I was just gonna say.
Well, you know.
I
I had to bring it. I had to bring it.
Platt doesn't socialize before the show, saving all his energy for the stage.
And this is where all of the magic preparation happens for Ben. This
We
is
won't
his
bother
dressing
Ben.
room. He's got a lot going on. You can hear him vocalizing.
30 minutes before showtime, and once again, a sold-out crowd.
I always love this view, just looking out at the audience. It's so gorgeous.
Outside, fans are already lining up. Like these teens from Utah.
It's kind of like a signal of hope that eventually you will be found, and there's some place for everyone anywhere, and you just have to find it.
Learn to slam on the brake.
But the message of the show is spreading beyond those lucky enough to get tickets.
When you're falling in a forest.
And there's nobody around.
Do you ever really crash?
These YouTube tributes are just a sample of the vast response the show is getting online.
What's the most beautiful thing about this whole experience is the way that people are responding, that we really feel like, I mean, it's everything that an artist could ever dream of.
Just days before the Tony Awards, Platt is riding the wave. Even getting his own caricature at Broadway's famous Sardi's restaurant.
Are you ready for, and the Tony goes to Ben Platt.
Well,
I'm
toy.
ready for that.
Toy. No, I mean, you know, I think most of all, it's just, we have loved the piece since we started with it like 3.5 years ago. So we're just like trying to hold on to the ride and understand what's going on before it all passes us by. But it's so exciting.
Whatever happens on Sunday night,
You will be found.
no doubt Platt, Jones, and the rest of the cast already feel like winners.
What's your biggest hope for people as they leave this theater?
Hopefully people not being so hard on themselves and knowing that sort of in your darkest moments and then when you find yourself in a pit where you can't say that you're happy with the person you see in the mirror, that you know that you're the farthest thing from alone in that.
If you only look around, you will be found.
For Nightline, I'm Deborah Roberts in New York.